ground.
Hey, John, can you talk to him real fast? Ask him where he got that outfit.
Okay. The guys upstairs, this is live radio. They want to know where you got this outfit.
I got it in Moab.
He said he was going to stay dry. I'll tell you, that's what we was laughing about, Orban. I know you can't hear us, but that's what we've been laughing about was that hat.
And now the Litchfield team making their way across the way. So we're just a few moments away from the kickoff. And, Keith, it seems the closer we get to the ball game, the more it's raining.
It looks like it's just kind of set in for the night. We thought it was going to quit for us from maybe clear up and just start turning cooler. But the rain's just flat coming down right now, and that field's just getting saturated.
It's already pretty wet down there, guys. If you look right here on the sideline, you can see a big puddle. If you go down here by the end zone, if they run a flag route, Keith, you're going to see a big splash.
Yeah, I think still, though, Glencoe wants to get it on right tonight. They don't want a fast field anyway, and it's probably going to help them anyway, but I think we're still going to have an outstanding football game. These kids, once they tee it up, they're not going to let the weather bother them. They're going to forget about it and just play football.
Me too.
Let's go down to the 50-yard line. So there you have it. That is the toss of the coin down at the 50-yard line. As you can hear, Orman Brown explaining it very well. Glencoe won the toss and deferred to the second half. So Litchfield is going to be kicking off to get this thing underway here in Glencoe, Alabama. This is the first part of a big doubleheader this week. It is championship week on WGAD. We've got the championship game tonight, and we could have the championship game tomorrow night as the Etowah Blue Devils will be down in Southside taking on the Southside Panthers. And John, down on the sideline, that is a biggie tomorrow night. I'm getting excited about that one already.
Basically, it's for the area championship as well, because Gaston can get into, they can't go as the area. Gaston can get there is as the area runner-up. So they're going to be pulling hard for Etowah tomorrow night to beat Southside so they can get in. Southside's got to win to be the area champion. If they lose, really, that's the area championship game tomorrow night. Etowah and Southside. We'll have it right here on WGA.
And tonight, of course, it's the championship game between the Glencoe Yellow Jackets and the Litchfield Eagles. Harry, we couldn't have two better football games 2 nights in a row.
I'll tell you, I love it, guys. I'll tell you, you can already feel the intensity. There's not a real large crowd here, and the rain is coming down rather steadily. But you can feel the intensity. I had a chance to talk to players. We know players on both sides. We've seen them play some, and I know a lot of these guys on Glencoe from doing baseball years ago. Everybody's fired up and ready to play ball, and it's going to be a good power football, championship football week right here, and this is the beginning of it tonight.
I know a lot of you people probably stayed at home tonight because of the weather, but we appreciate you listening to WGAD, and we're going to try our best to describe the action so that it'll just be like you being here for us tonight. I know you'd like to see this game, and it is going to be a good one. I know it's going to be a good one. We're going to see very early how the wet field will affect both teams. But, Harry, the field's going to be wet for both teams, but we've already pointed out that Litchfield has the speed players over Glencoe, and that could slow them down a little bit more.
That's true. Glencoe might have the edge in some ways in size, but it's just going to be a contest to see if the size can stay with the speed. And I know right fast what Glencoe's got to do is they're going to be able to stop the corners because they'll get a chance to see defensively if they can do that, as Litchfield will be receiving the opening kickoff and will be going on offense.
So we are set to get this one underway. Big number 62, that is Chad Blevins. He's going to kick off. It's a little squib kick that hits at the 20 and takes a roll. It's picked up by the Jamaro Thomas for Litchfield, still on his feet, hit hard at the 30-yard line. And I'm telling you, you can hear the reaction up here on the stand.
Chad Blevins that time. He's 6'3", 250 pounds, with a full head of steam, hit Jamal Thomas and leveled him right on his back. Guys, I don't think I've ever seen a harder tackle in high school football.
Same man that kicked off made the tackle, and boy, he delivered a blow.
So it's going to be for the Litchfield Eagles as we have our first offensive play of the night.
Well, if I see any indication of the kind of hitting we're going to see tonight, it won't come any better than that.
Now into the near side of the field is Zach Thomas. Quarterback, of course, is Brian Kinney. Check that, Dothard. Xavier Dothard, quarterback for Litchfield. Got the I formation behind him. Going to hand off to Kinney, and there's a flag. Two flags come in. One was thrown by the referee, and the other was thrown by the umpire.
It's going to be illegal motion on the part of Litchfield as tailback moved a little bit early that time before the snap. And the play failed again, so the illegal procedure will probably step off 5 against Litchfield on the first snap of the game, make it first down and 15. He'll move the ball back to the 27. It was currently on the 32. The 5-yard penalty will step it off to the 27, maybe even the 26. So they have moved it back actually to the 26. It's a little bit difficult to see the lines in some places as the rain has washed them out fairly well.
Just underway here at Yellow Jacket Stadium in Glencoe, Alabama. A steady rain continues to fall. And to the near side of the field for Litchfield, Zach Thomas again. They stay in that I formation. Dothard calling signals. Hands off to a man coming around the side. That is Thomas, Jamaro Thomas, all the way down across the 45 before he's hit hard and brought down. But that's going to be a first down for the Litchfield Eagles. And they picked up about 17 or 18 yards on just a little simple play when they handed off to Thomas.
A lot of quickness that time by Thomas coming through the line of scrimmage. It was a little delay and even a little counter play actually. And as it came through the line of scrimmage to the near side, which would be the left offensive tackle, man, he picked a little seam there and went through it and picked up big yardage and back Glencoe up.
So
actually, the play was good for 21 yards. Moved from the 26 to the 47, first and 10 for Litchfield.
Here we go. Litchfield getting an early first down as they send Thomas to the far side of the field. Zach Thomas. They stay in the I formation. Valentine is a wing back. Quarterback's got it. Dothard stepping over people. He's across the 40. He's got a chance to score. Nobody's going to catch him. You can put 6 on the scoreboard for Litchfield. And we see immediately the speed difference between the Litchfield Eagles and the Glencoe Yellow Jackets.
Not what Glencoe wanted to see. Having a lot of confidence that they could contain the speed, and it wasn't even really a wide play, as the quarterback Dothard just made a little fake, turned it upfield himself right between the tackle and the end, and went all the way into the end zone.
Good for 53 yards and a touchdown. 2-play drive, 69 yards.
So Litchfield will be attempting the point after touchdown. They get on the scoreboard first, and it comes with 10:17 to go. Derek Moore will be kicking the point after. Waiting for the snap to come back. There it is. It's down, it's up, and it's good. So with 10:17 to go in the first quarter, Litchfield strikes first. They make it 7-0 over the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. We'll be right back on WGAD, your proud sports leader.
Tuxedo Inn, your formal wear leader and wedding specialist for over 24 years. Tuxedo Inn, Gadsden and Etowah County's only complete in-stock formal wear service. Tuxedo Inn, featuring over 12,000 in-stock tuxedos with over 80 styles by famous designers like Pierre Cardin and Lord West. Tuxedo Inn offers the groom's tuxedo rental absolutely free with 5 or more in the wedding party. Tuxedo Inn, 1501 Rainbow Drive, across from Days Inn. Open nights till late. Tuxedo Inn.
Alabama Contractors Equipment has always been known as the place for contractors to get all of their supplies. But did you know it's a great place to get Dad's Christmas present? At Alabama Contractors, you'll find only the best quality tools. Come and see the full line of yard maintenance equipment, from handheld leaf blowers to more powerful strap-on models. And for those big jobs when you need big power, the walk-behind blowers have no comparison. And with the new mulcher mowers, you will never have to rake or bag leaves again. Rental, sales, and service at 4 locations: Gadsden, Anniston, Albertville, and Fort Payne.
Etowah Quality of Life Council is here for you with the newly developed maternal and child health program. In many cases of unplanned pregnancies, expectant mothers have to be mentally as well as physically prepared for the task of parenting. The maternal and child program is designed to meet these needs for low-income women through prenatal care, nutritional counseling, WIC program, and transportation to one of our 3 clinics. If you have need of our services, visit one of our clinics or call Etowah Quality of Life Council, 546-4606 or 492-0131.
Crown Motors going hog wild.
That's right. Crown Motors at their new location is going hog wild. Just in, a special shipment of 93 customized vans with up to $2,000 in rebates and big discounts from Crown. You can save $9,000 right off the sticker, starting at $16,900.
It's hog wild.
Save $3,000 on a 94 Chrysler LHS. 93 Dynasties, only $12,900. Shadow convertibles, $10,900. Your choice 93 Spirit or Acclaim, just $9,900.
It's hog wild.
At Crown Motors, Rainbow Drive, Gadsden.
Welcome back to Glencoe, Alabama. I'm Mike Hathcock along with Harry Dennis, Keith Pitts, John Holder out in the rain covering the sidelines for us tonight as the Litchfield Eagles. What was that drive again, Keith? How many yards?
Well, I said 69, but after the penalty, it actually went for 74 yards. It started at 31, but then moved back to the 26 and went 2 plays, 74 yards.
Litchfield kicks off. It's a squib kick bouncing down, and it goes over the head. Glencoe finally picks it up at the 20. Lohman's got it. He's across the 35 and is tackled as he got to the 35-yard line. But, Harry, that was about the last man who had a chance to get him. Wade Lohman almost carried it back for a touchdown.
Yeah, those little squib kicks like that take some funny bounces, and they'll usually hit twice and then bounce really high. And it bounced over the guy that thought he was going to grab it, up the up man. Then, of course, it went back and dribbled again. And, of course, the big man Lohman picked it up, turned it upfield, and got Glencoe at least some decent field position at their own. We'll call it the 35.
Jake Underwood is to the near side. Fant is to the far side. Got the I formation behind quarterback Brett Yancey. He's calling signals. Gives it to his tailback. Not much there. Not much at all. Going to be about a gain of a half yard, maybe 6 inches. Not much more. The front line of the Litchfield Eagles were ready for that one. Big number 65 was Reggie Turner, and also Jermaine Jennings were right in the middle of that hole.
Well, they've probably seen films and seen Wade Lohman. He does a lot of carrying up the middle and somewhat off tackles. He's not a wide runner, so when Lohman gets the call, he's coming at you. And Glencoe, of course, Litchfield rather knew that.
Lohman is the tailback again. Yancey calling signals. Pitches it back to Lohman. He's trying to get outside. He's going to be sacked all the way back at about the 28-yard line. So this Litchfield Eagle defense looking very well after their offense took it all the way down the field for 74 yards and a touchdown. This is going to bring a 3rd down and 17 yards to go.
Major distance, and once again, Glencoe has really ran into trouble. 2 plays, and I think we call it 69 or 74 yards, depending on how you want to look at it. And then offensively for Litchfield, and now defensively, they're 3rd and 17. So Glencoe having their backs backed up to the wall early on. We're down to 8 minutes and 40 seconds in the first period with Glencoe struggling.
Jake Underwood to the near side of the field. Fant is to the far side of the field. They've got 3rd and long. They pitch back to Lohman. Lohman cuts it right up the middle, and he's going to be downed as he crosses the 35 up near the 36-yard line, and that's it. So the Glencoe Yellow Jackets are going to have to punt it away, and Litchfield will get the ball back.
And the question is Glencoe, can they kick it away on a good wet field? Rain might have let up just a tad. Still very misty out below, not really a downpour. But having to punt it away early on like this is not good for Glencoe. And, of course, Litchfield, on the other hand, should get it back with great field position.
Back there to punt it for the Yellow Jackets is Jake Underwood. It's a high kick that's going to come down and hit at the 30.
So they will give you hear the crowds below, and that does give Glencoe the ball back, and it'll be inside Litchfield territory, and it'll be sitting right in the middle of the field, right on the Litchfield 49-yard line. So Glencoe, by virtue of a penalty, finds new life. And poor old Jamaro Thomas took a good hard lick, Keith, for nothing.
Absolutely nothing. The penalty was called way back upfield, and it was a chop block, but it was prior to change of possession. So with the 15-yard penalty, it gives Litchfield a 1st down inside, Glencoe a 1st down at the Litchfield 49.
Brett Yancey under center. Going to hand it off to his fullback, David Wolf, and he fights for a couple. Not a whole lot right up the middle. We saw David Wolf who is a sophomore. We saw him several times last week as the Glencoe Sardis game was held last Saturday. Of course, Glencoe beat Sardis 33-11 in their rare Saturday afternoon game. And if you're wondering about Litchfield, last week they beat Asheville in the rain at Murphy Stadium 29-0.
So both teams have had adverse weather experience within the week.
Almost as much as this broadcast crew.
Yeah, this is the third game for us in less than one physical week.
Wideouts to either side of the field for the Yellow Jackets. Brett Yancey is the quarterback. He is going to hand it up the middle to Lohman. Lohman fighting to cross the 40. There's a fumble, and Glencoe gets it back. Or did Lohman scoot out?
Now, Lohman just squirted out that time. He was stopped at the 45, and great second effort on the part of Lohman that time. Dug his way out to the 41. Get my directions right. So it's going to bring up a big third down play. We'll call it 3rd down and 2. We're down to 6 minutes and 40 seconds to play.
Last week against Sardis, Glencoe's Wade Lohman had 14 carries for 160 yards. He was averaging about 11.5 yards per carry last week. So far, he's doing pretty good tonight. It is 3rd down and about 2 yards to go for the 1st down. Changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Brett Yancey screaming out the play. Now he takes the snap, and they hand it to Lohman, who's hit hard at the 40-yard line. He did not get his 1st down. He's going to be about a yard shy, I do believe. Let's go find John Holder. John?
I believe you're exactly right. I believe what Brett Yancey was doing that time was trying to draw Litchfield off sides. And you might have noticed that Litchfield's line did jump, but they did not encroach that neutral zone. And so Yancey then had to change the play because the draw play didn't work.
Up to the line of scrimmage they come.
Early on, Glencoe's going for it. Gutsy call, 4th and 1 at the 40.
Quarterback Yancey, let's see what he's going to do. They give it to Lohman, the big man, and I don't think he made it. Litchfield thinks they have stopped him, and from the mark they've got on the field, they have stopped him.
They have indeed. Play was good for about a half yard. They needed one good solid yard, and it did not make it. They needed to make it all the way to the 39. They are going to bring in the change for a measurement. But guys, the ball has just cleared the 40-yard marker, and it'll be about a football length short, the best I can tell. We might need to go to our professional, John Holder.
Guys, looks like it's going to be maybe further short this time than it was on 3rd down. Looks like they lost a half yard on the mark. It's going to be about a yard and a half.
They stretch the chains out. And it is short, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Litchfield Eagles. They take over at their own 39.5-yard line.
Pretty gutsy call by Glencoe. That just shows you the caliber of ball clubs that we have and the intensity and the importance of this game. That on the opponent's 40 on 4th and 1, Mike, you would go for it.
Yep. Had to have some confidence in his offense also.
So now it's up to the defense. Last time Litchfield had the football on 2 plays, they scored from about 74 yards out on 2 running plays. So Glencoe has to dig in now if they want to contain the high-speed offense of the Litchfield Eagles.
1st down and 10 for Litchfield. Xavier Dothard, the quarterback. He's going to fake it to the tailback. He's back to pass. He's being pressured. He's going to be sacked, but he gets it off, and it's almost intercepted again. He was really being pressured back in the backfield. Xavier Dothard threw it downfield. The ball was tipped up in the air, almost intercepted. Then it went to another Glencoe player, and he almost caught it right on the ground, but it fell incomplete. So after all that, it's still going to be 2nd down and 10.
Tell you, it's amazing how these big guys can move. Big Chad Blevins, he's 6'3", 250, putting a lot of pressure that time on Xavier Dothard. Keith, I don't think big guys can move that quick back when you and I were in school.
At least that's my recollection. They seem to be a lot slower then than they are now. These big guys are getting around nowadays. Dothard did a good job of getting that pass away. It looked like it was going to be a big sack.
They stay in the I formation behind Xavier Dothard, who turns and hands off to Kenny. Then the Dothard pulls the ball out, and he's sacked back at the 30-yard line. At the last minute, Dothard tried to take the ball back, and he lost another 5 yards in the process.
I tell you, all of a sudden, the Glencoe defenses have awakened. They're looking very strong now, and we saw similar situations a while ago. It was about 3rd and 17 for Glencoe. Now Litchfield's looking at a 3rd and 17. Of course, Ed Lett, a big name out here in Glencoe in days past, star quarterback at Jacksonville. He has a lot to do with determining the defensive calls down there. All you Glencoe folks know Ed. He's sitting up in the drive now making the defensive calls.
So here we go. 3rd down, 17 yards to go for the Litchfield Eagles. They're going to have a man to the near side of the field. That is Derek Moore. The I formation behind Dothard. Dothard dropping back in the pocket, going down the field. It's going to be over everybody's head. It was intended out there for Jamarl Thomas, but it was way over the head, and it went all the way across the Litchfield bench on the far side. So it's going to be 4th and 17. And Glencoe did what they wanted to do. They stopped him and should get the ball back in pretty good field position.
And Glencoe's defense that time knew that there was an obvious passing down. They had two guys back in a deep prevent defense, so it was pretty well covered. Jake Underwood now, the long setback, will be receiving the Litchfield punt.
Back there to kick it for the Eagles is Derek Moore. Now he's going to call a timeout. I think he only has 10 people out there.
Well, everybody's pointing and counting.
But anyway, they do use a timeout.
I'm not sure he did have.
The Summer Toyotathon clearance is music to your ears. Every dealer is making super deals.
Squire, things are hot here with people getting big savings.
I saved $2,000 off the price of the car.
Lease a Camry for just $289 a month, complete with automatic transmission, air conditioning, power steering, AM/FM cassette, cruise control, power windows, locks, and more. The Summer Toyotathon clearance is too good to miss.
If you haven't been to J.C. Garcia's lately, you're in for a treat. That's because J.C. Garcia's has worked hard to improve their products to make sure you won't be disappointed. Responding to your requests, J.C. Garcia's has added new menu items. And if that isn't enough, just wait until you dig into J.C. Garcia's specialty, baby back ribs. They've got it all together for you. Now all you have to do is go to J.C. Garcia's, 1504 Rainbow Drive.
Come enjoy the fabulous 50s atmosphere at the Grill. Great food and great music. Home of America's best hamburger. Get the special jumbo burger with French fries and Coke for only $3.95. For breakfast, try one of our many specials, like our sausage and biscuit, bacon and biscuit, or bologna and biscuit for only $2 for $1.25. Enjoy the good times at the Grill, just off Beacon Boulevard, behind Grissom Motors.
At Professional Opticians, your comfort and personal satisfaction are very important. We offer a wide selection of frames to fit every need and every budget. Professional Opticians uses only first quality lenses, and our lens fabricating laboratory ensures the finest quality. Our technicians work hard to make sure your glasses are exactly what the doctor ordered. With something as important as your eyesight, you deserve the very best. You can trust the professionals at Professional Opticians.
Standing at about the 36-yard line, and we're waiting for the snap. We've got 4:09 to go in quarter number 1 here in Glencoe, Alabama. It is a wet night. Good snap. Kick is up. It's going to be a pretty good kick. Hits at the 42 and takes a bounce, and he picks it up at that point. There goes Jake Underwood across the 45 before he's hit hard and knocked back. So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets with pretty good field position, Keith.
Yeah, excellent field position, and Underwood did a good job of filling that punt. It would have cost Glencoe a lot more yardage if he had not, and then he made a good return to give Glencoe good field position. They went for it on 1st down a while ago and really didn't give up much field position by not making it. They were down at about the Glencoe Litchfield 40, and now they start at their own 45.
Seems to be a pretty fair match right now. Both teams getting good field position. Both teams looking about equal except for the big 7 points that Litchfield hosts.
1st down for the Yellow Jackets. Brett Yancey will turn and give it to Lohman. Wade Lohman over the left guard, left tackle position. No, didn't get a whole lot. So it's going to be 2nd down and 9 yards to go for Glencoe.
Lohman appears to be a marked man tonight. Every time he gets the ball, Litchfield's really keying on him. He's not had much room to run so far.
You know, Glencoe likes to do a good bit of passing. Brett Yancey's a pretty good passing quarterback, but I don't know if it's just within the game plan or just because of the weather. Glencoe is not yet gone to the air.
Lohman's carried the ball 7 times, only has 10 yards to show for his efforts.
So he's got a lot smaller average than he had last week when he was averaging.
Got a lot tougher team to play against.
Averaging 11 points last week. Back to pass is Yancey. Here he goes in the pocket, being forced out and hit from behind and dropped. They had him covered from all 4 sides, and they eventually got him, and that's going to be a loss back to the 37-yard line. They're going to mark it. So here it's going to be 3rd down and about 17 again. We've had a lot of 3rd and 17s tonight.
Yeah, disastrous play that time. Litchfield had a great pass defense, and they must have heard me talking, both teams, because Glencoe elected to run a passing play, And Litchfield was not caught by surprise. They defensed it well. They're very strong across front. Really, all in all, guys, we have to say that the upper edge is going to Litchfield because their quickness is really showing a little bit over the Glencoe's ability to contain it.
Fan is to the far side of the field. Underwood is to the near side. They stay in the I formation behind Brett Yancey. He is going to give it to Lohman, the tailback. He breaks in the clear across the 45 to the 46, so he got back up to the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 4th down and long, Harry. 4th down and about 9 yards this time, and I'm sure they're going to punt it away.
I'm sure they will, too. Great stop that time by Alvin St. George. He's a junior for Litchfield. And Litchfield showing they can make some good tough tackles. We've seen some good hard tackling here tonight. I don't think we've seen any better tackling all year.
Back in punt formation is Jake Underwood, and dropping back to receive it for the Litchfield Eagles. Zach Thomas back there. Also Dothard is back there, and the kick is away. It's going to take a roll for Glencoe. Still rolling. It's inside the 20. It's rolling down to the 10-yard line. So they got a roll of about 20 yards on that punt. And Keith, I don't know what the total is going to be on that, but that's going to be a big punt for the Yellow Jackets.
Goes as a 44-yard punt with no return. Excellent punt that time by Underwood, and puts Litchfield in a big hole.
That's what tickled Shane Cashman that time as he touched it, sort of moves it downfield about a half step, trying to get all the advantage again. We're down to 1 minute and 20 seconds now to play, approaching 1:20 to play in this first period, so we'll be swapping into the field here rather shortly. It's a 7-0 ball game in favor of the Litchfield Eagles. Came on their first drive.
Litchfield's getting in a play a little bit late. The play had been signaled in for quite some time, so they may be looking at a delay of game if they don't hustle up.
Dennis Howell will be snapping it back to quarterback Xavier Dothard. And they're still having problems. Oh, my goodness. Now Litchfield has to take a timeout. I'm so tickled I can't even explain what happened. Go ahead, Keith. Tell them what happened.
Well, been on the field again, and Litchfield's trying to get the last man, Zach Thomas, off the field before they get a delay of game penalty, and he trips over the linebacker for Glencoe and falls down. So a timeout has to be used by Litchfield to avoid the delay of game.
I'll tell you what, it's been a strange week of football, guys.
Last week we saw a coach thrown out here at Glencoe Stadium, and now we've seen a linebacker trip somebody trying to get off the field.
And we're still in the first quarter. 51 seconds is what's showing on the clock. Litchfield leads at 7-0, still cannot get it off the ground with 1st and 10 from there.
I see Coach Tom McDowell out there with his Litchfield team, and he's telling them how it is. I can tell by the expression that he's not very happy with the way they're playing right now, even though they do lead 7-0.
But Mike, this is why we do it, because we love it. You see a lot of things down there, and it's real easy for us to see up here. It's a lot different when you're on the field trying to make it happen, but it's easy for us to sit up here and watch it and call it.
So now they come back up to the line of scrimmage again. 1st down and 10 yards to go. The ball is at their own 10-yard line. Xavier Dothard, the quarterback. Man to the far side of the field. He's got the I formation behind him. They run a little misdirection play to Jamarl Wilson, and he's around the end. He cuts a corner, breaks one tackle, steps over another man. He could outrun everybody. Nobody is going to catch him. There's only one man that has a chance, and he's not going to do it. Touchdown, Litchfield. That is a 90-yard touchdown run from Jamarl Thomas. And, Harry, that is no doubt speed, because he left the Glencoe players behind. Even though they had the angle, there were 3 Glencoe defenders who had the angle on him, and he still outran them.
Well, I tell you, he was really moving it down the field, and believe it or not, Benny Wink, 5 foot 11 inch, 150-pound junior, actually caught him in the end zone, but it was way too late.
On the corner, it was excellent running by Thomas, but also some missed tackles out there on the end, too.
Yes, it was.
But once he turned it up, there was nobody going to catch him. He just ran out of juice there at the end, but he had enough to get to the goal line.
So that makes it 13-0 with 34 seconds to go in the first quarter.
You know, that was a big question all week, is could the size of Glencoe contain the speed of Litchfield? Because we've seen Litchfield through the years, seen them a lot this year. And we knew they had some speed, and it's really showing here now because they've really got some quick running. And, Keith, you can't turn the corner any prettier than that. You could really see the speed displayed as he turned the corner. A man was in a position to make the stop, but as Thomas turned the corner, he turned on the afterburners. From there, he was gone.
Well, that's for sure. He showed a lot of strength, a lot of leg drive there to get around the corner and break a tackle or two. But then when he got his stride going, he just went off and left him.
Derek Moore will attempt a point after touchdown. Snap is there. The hold is down, and the kick is up, and it's no good. It's wide to the left and goes into the concession stand.
Does it really?
Went right in the concession stand. Those ladies had the shock of their life.
How about that for a big hot dog?
So we're seeing a lot of things that we've never seen before here. It is 14, or make it 13 to nothing. They missed the point after touchdown, so it's 13 to nothing, and we've got 34 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Let's go down to John Holder. So we are set for the kickoff. Alvin St. George is in to kick it, I believe. So we've got a different person kicking off, and there he goes. It's going to be a low kick that goes right into the hands of the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. Brian McCarver's got it. He comes up across the 35-yard line. He got up to about the 38 before he's brought down, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets.
Not a bad run back, not bad field position. Glencoe's got to make it happen as they're trailing 13 to nothing.
I was going to say, Keith, that kick didn't get over 10 yards off the ground all the way down the field. That was a line drive kick.
A line drive that almost knocked the headgear off of Brian McCarver when he caught it. But Glencoe's had good field possession all night. Starting out, they started at their own 35, their own 45, and now at their own 38. Can't complain about that. They're going to have to open it up a little bit, I think, maybe throw the ball a little bit.
Lohman is to the near side of the field, and Fan is to the far side. They're in the I formation behind Brad Yancey. He's going to give it to Lohman. Lohman up the middle, not much. And I tell you what, he's just not been able to get too many big plays tonight as we saw him against Sardis last week. As the first quarter comes to an end, we have played one, and it's Litchfield 13, Glencoe nothing. We'll be right back on your proud sports leader, WGAD.
Alabama Contractors Equipment has always been known as the place for contractors to get all of their supplies. But did you know it's a great place to get Dad's Christmas present? At Alabama Contractors, you'll find only the best quality tools. Come and see the full line of yard maintenance equipment, from handheld leaf blowers to more powerful strap-on models. And for those big jobs when you need big power, the walk-behind blowers have no comparison. And with the new mulcher mowers, you will never have to rake or bag leaves again. Rental, sales, and service at 4 locations: Gadsden, Anniston, Albertville, and Fort Payne.
Etowah Quality of Life Council is here for you with the newly developed Maternal and Child Health Program. In many cases of unplanned pregnancies, expectant mothers have to be mentally as well as physically prepared for the task of parenting. The Maternal and Child Program is designed to meet these needs for low-income women through prenatal care, nutritional counseling, WIC program, and transportation to one of our 3 clinics. If you have need of our services, visit one of our clinics or call Etowah Quality of Life Council, 546-4606 or 492-0131.
Crown Motors going hog wild.
That's right. Crown Motors at their new location is going hog wild. Just in, a special shipment of 93 customized vans with up to $2,000 in rebates and big discounts from Crown. You can save $9,000 right off the sticker, starting at $16,900.
It's hog wild.
Save $3,000 on a 94 Chrysler LHS. 93 Dynasties, only $12,900. Shadow convertibles, $10,900. Your choice 93 Spirit or Acclaim, just $9,900.
It's hog wild.
At Crown Motors, Rainbow Drive, Gadsden.
Tuxedo Inn, your formal wear leader and wedding specialist for over 24 years. Tuxedo Inn, Gadsden and Etowah County's only complete in-stock formal wear service. Tuxedo Inn, featuring over 12,000 in-stock tuxedos with over 80 styles by famous designers like Pierre Cardin and Lord West. Tuxedo Inn offers the groom's tuxedo rental absolutely free with 5 or more in the wedding party. Tuxedo Inn, 1501 Rainbow Drive, across from Days Inn. Open nights to late. Tuxedo Inn.
The WGAD High School Football Thursday night game of the week. Of course, we've got a big doubleheader coming up. Tonight it is Glencoe and Litchfield, the battle for the 3A Area A Championship. And tomorrow night it's going to be the battle for the 5A Area 12 Championship as the Etowah Blue Devils will travel down to Southside, Alabama and take on the Panthers, who have had a big successful season. And that's going to be a Super Bowl game, and we'll be there tomorrow night bringing you all the action. It's second down. 9 yards to go for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. Yancey's got the eye behind him. Pitches back to Wade Lohman. Lohman again tries that middle, and the same result. Harry picked up about a yard, but that's it.
Yeah, that's the bread and butter play for Glencoe, and Litchfield knows that. Litchfield's doing a great job defending it. We've seen Lohman several times. We covered him a couple times last year. Makes a couple times this year, and he's an excellent running back, but he's met his match tonight with a real strong, quick, powerful defense from Litchfield. Brings up third down, a big possession down. Glencoe here with just dropping into the second quarter really needs to pick up some first downs and establish some kind of a movement offensively.
The Yellow Jackets moving from your right to your left now. In second quarter action, Yancey calling signals. Back to pass he goes. He's being pressured. He gets away and dumps the pass out of bounds. He threw it away, and it is incomplete. But Brett Yancey did a great job of getting away from several of the Litchfield defenders way back at the 30-yard line. He did the wise thing. He threw that one in the crowd.
Going to bring up 4th down. We'll call it 6. And once again, Jake Underwood has to drop back to punt away.
After the punt, Keith will be coming to you for the first half stats in just a second, or first quarter stats. Back to receive it for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets is Dothard. Also dropping back is Zach Thomas, Jamarl Thomas. And now we're ready. Waiting for the snap. Kick is away. And it's a pretty good one. It takes a Litchfield bounce. And the Glencoe Yellow Jackets are jumping on it. They say that it hit a Litchfield player, but I don't think the officials said that they did yet. Glencoe was really going after the ball, Keith, as if they thought it had touched the Litchfield player.
If it didn't, it came awful close to Ponzell Nams because he was scurrying trying to get away from it. I don't believe Glencoe's going to get the call, though. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Litchfield at the spot of the, where it has now been placed.
Well, it may have hit him, but you can't guess a guy out like that. You know, you've got to see it. And if they didn't see it hit him, in all practicality, it didn't hit him. So it makes no difference at this point. The officials would have had to have seen it.
It goes to the 34-yard punt with no return. Litchfield will have it 1st and 10 at your own 24-yard line.
What about the first half stats, Keith? We'll get those real quick.
First quarter stats, not much for Glencoe. 1 first down, only on the penalty given to him by Litchfield. 13 total yards in the first quarter for Glencoe as opposed to 156 and 3 first downs for Litchfield.
Dothard hands off to his fullback up the middle. Breaking through is number 32, and he's all the way down to the 45, 48-yard line. That is Thomas Strickland. First time we have seen Thomas Strickland carrying the ball tonight for the Litchfield Eagles, and that big man picked up a first down and plenty more.
Yeah, it made it look real easy until Brian McCarver made a great one-on-one field tackle, but not until after he picked up a lot of yardage. Glencoe been able just to run at will. They showed a lot of strength on both sides of the football, and quite frankly, they're winning the line of scrimmage big time. 10:20 to play in the second quarter. Litchfield leads it 13-0, and they're on the move.
Zach Thomas is to the near side, and Dothard is the quarterback as there comes a whistle from across the way.
It's going to be thrown by the head linesman, so somebody lined up off sides.
And it's going to be Litchfield as they move it back 5 yards.
Yep. Lined up off sides, never got a chance to snap it off. Dead ball foul, so it moves it back. It'll be 1st and 15.
The only negative Litchfield's had tonight is their penalties. That's their 3rd penalty for the night, 25 yards. And one of those provided the only first down that Glencoe has had.
The rain continues to fall, guys.
Substitutions coming in. Jamarl Thomas is back in there. Also, Jamal Wilson is in the backfield. Now they're shifting their receivers around. Thomas goes to the far side, and there is another flag. And it's called again against Glencoe for coming up and lining up offside.
Did they go down in a 3-point stance?
Offsides against the Litchfield Eagles for the 2nd consecutive time. And once again, the official who threw the flag was pointing to the front line of the Litchfield Eagles.
I think what it was is they had a man moving in the backfield. One of the linemen stood up and turned around, and as he did, he went across the neutral zone called encroachment. So it's going to be 1st and 20 nonetheless for Litchfield.
Xavier Dothard has got the I formation behind him. Strickland is the fullback. They run a misdirection play to Rod Valentine. Valentine's across the 50. He breaks a tackle across the 40, down to the 30, near the 30-yard line before he's brought down from behind. But big Rod Valentine, that's the first time we've seen him break one tonight. He is a big running back. And he ran over some people on his way down to the 31-yard line. It's where they're going to mark it.
Once again, sophomore Brian McCarver had his work cut out of him defensively for Glencoe as he made the initial hit. He didn't make the stop, but he slowed him up enough for his teammates to come up. And I think Benny Wink was the guy that finally put the stop to him.
1st down and 10. The Litchfield Eagles are threatening again. They're already up 13-0 with 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Dothard calling signals. Going to fake it to his fullback. He pitches back to Wilson, the tailback. He's trying to get outside. He cannot cut the corner that time. And good tackling by the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. They would not let him outside. So
stop headed up that time by Jake Underwood. He's a pretty quick man himself. He's normally plays deeper in the secondary, but that time he read the play out, came up from way back, made a good stop.
One of the best defensive stops Glencoe has had tonight on the run against Litchfield, because Litchfield is just busting the middle, and with their speed, turning it up for big yardage, big chunks. I now have 5 first downs and 211 yards total offense.
211. Who would have ever thought that much offense?
Especially on a field like this.
Yeah, and only 8 minutes left to play, 8 minutes and 10 seconds to be exact, in the first half.
There's another whistle.
It's official timeout. Orman Brown blows the whistle to make an equipment adjustment on the Litchfield tailback. We cannot see the number right now, but I believe it's number 5, Jamal Wilson. It is.
Noticed Orman took off that zebra-colored poncho. Still making the adjustments back there in the backfield.
McKinney's your fullback. Jamal Wilson is the tailback once play resumes. And, of course, going all the way at quarterback all year is Xavier Dothard. And they're still working on Wilson's shoulder pads. They have the jersey stretched up. Even Orman's out there trying to straighten them out. Actually, Orman Brown, the referee, was the one that blew it out to fix it.
So now they finally get everything together, and now he goes out after all that. Brian Kinney comes in and replaces Jamal Wilson after all that trouble. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Dothard will turn a misdirection handoff. He's got it. Thomas across the 30-yard line he goes, but he's brought down as he got to about the 29. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Litchfield Eagles.
Big guy David Wolf on the stop that time. He's a sophomore, but he's 5'11", 180 pounds. Wears jersey 97. So a big 3rd down play coming up for Litchfield. Inside the 30-yard line for Glencoe. Or inside the 30-yard line of Glencoe.
Now another substitution coming in late for the Eagles. Jamal Wilson comes back out there. And Kenny's going to go out. Dennis Howell will be snapping it back to Xavier Dothard. They work from the left hash mark, moving from your left to your right here in Glencoe, Alabama. And there's the whistle. I think that's going to be a delay of game. Keith, we've already mentioned a couple of times they were very late getting some plays in there. That one was just the same situation. They just didn't get it in there in time.
Litchfield's been their own worst enemy tonight. That's 5 penalties now for 35 yards. The only time they've really been stopped is when they've stopped themselves.
Looks like just about all the rain has stopped. Let's go down to John Holder on the sideline. John, tell us about the weather conditions now.
Oh, for this whole quarter, guys, it's just been fantastic. No rain at all, not even this is great night for football. As a matter of fact, as far as the temperature goes, about 60.
Litchfield just now called a timeout.
Professional Opticians, serving you since 1949. Professional Opticians offers a wide choice of frames. We also have a large selection of sunglasses in stock with ultraviolet filters and designer frames. Carrera, Bosch & Lomb, Christian Dior, and more. Professional Opticians has a lens fabricating laboratory in-house for fast, accurate service. Our technicians make sure your lenses are grounded exactly like your doctor ordered. Professional Opticians. The name speaks for itself.
Tired of watching those big plays on a little screen? Then it's time you got an RCA big screen TV from Hicks TV. Choose this 27-inch for just $549, or this 46-inch for only $19.99, or really get into the game with this 60-inch for $29.99. Don't miss any of the action. Use this RCA VCR to record the games you can't watch. For 31 years, Hicks TV has been your local RCA dealer, offering free same-day delivery and setup, 90-day same-as-cash, complete RCA service, and we're open Monday through Saturday. Score a touchdown at Hicks TV.
Come enjoy the fabulous 50s atmosphere at the Grill. Great food and great music. Home of America's best hamburger. Get the special jumbo burger with French fries and Coke for only $3.95. For breakfast, try one of our many specials, like our sausage and biscuit, bacon and biscuit, or bologna and biscuit for only $2 for $1.25. Enjoy the good times at the Grill, just off Beacon Boulevard, behind Grissom Motors.
The summer Toyota-thon clearance is rolling and the dealing is hot.
We got such a great deal with the first car that we came in and bought another one.
Now, lease a Corolla for $179 a month with automatic transmission, air conditioning, power steering, AM/FM cassette, and more.
Or lease Tercel with air conditioning, just $129 a month for 18 months.
Drop whatever you're doing. You've got to get to the Summer Toyotathon now.
He's got a man to the near side of the field. That's Brian Kenny. And they are going to pitch it back to Thomas, who's fighting, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he did not do it. Thomas had lined up to the far side of the field as a split receiver, and he came back and received the pitch from Dothard, but they lost yardage on that one, Harry. Now it's going to be 4th down and about 19 yards to go.
Once again, big Chad Blevins in there to make the stop, along with a lot of his buddies. A lot of black jerseys in there that time, but you know, the guy almost got loose that time. Just another half step, and Jamal Thomas would have broken through the wall, and he could have been still running.
Scott Downey had it covered on the outside. He turned the ball in, and he made a big play by turning it in to allow the loss to be incurred.
To the near side of the field comes Thomas. They stay in that I formation. Thomas Strickland is the fullback.
4th down.
They're going for it. Across the middle, it is knocked down by the Glencoe front line, and they had a man wide open. It was going to be intended for number 84, who I don't even have him. Yeah, well, I still don't have an 84 on my program.
Jason Floyd, a big 6'2", 170-pound senior that time, right in the middle of the line, defensively jumps up and bats that one away, or like you say, Mike, that one could have gone for big yards. So the ball goes over on downs, and finally the Glencoe Yellow Jackets have stopped Litchfield's offensive thrust, and they'll get it back, Keith, with good field position on downs.
Say it again, Glencoe needs to open it up a little bit, throw the toss sweep outside, maybe throw a pass or two. As John Holder said, if Glencoe could score before the half, they can get back in this ballgame.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Brett Yancey calling the signals. He's going to give it to Lohman. He's across the 40, barreling down to about the 42-yard line before he's brought down. It's going to be a gain of about 3 yards for the big man, Wade Lohman. And they're looking at 2nd down and 7 yards to go with about 5.5 minutes to go in the first half here in Glencoe, Alabama.
And on the average, not a bad carry for Glencoe that time. They showed a little bit more thrust that time. And Lohman is definitely getting a workout. He's the bread and butter man for Glencoe, but he's met heavy opposition all evening here against Litchfield. 5 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the first half.
Fan is to the near side of the field. Jake Underwood to the far side. And back in pass formation, Yancey being pressured. He is smothered back at the 35-yard line. Nothing he could do except go down because the Litchfield Eagles were all over the quarterback, Brett Yancey, for Glencoe.
Jermaine Jennings was the man for Litchfield making a stop. And as we've said many times, the best defense against the pass is a good, strong rush. And Glencoe is certainly, or rather Litchfield has really been doing that tonight. They're winning the war at the line of scrimmage.
We've been talking about how Glencoe needs to throw the football, but the few times that they have attempted to throw the football, Yancey's got tremendous pressure.
Timeout on the field, and it comes with 4:45 to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout and come right back. Your score, it is Litchfield 13, the Glencoe Yellow Jackets nothing. You're listening to high school football at its best on WGAD. Welcome back to Yellow Jacket Stadium in Glencoe, Alabama. 4:45 to go in the first half. The Jackets have it 3rd down and 14 yards to go from their own 41-yard line. Brad Yancey back to pass, looking, being pressured, has to run it himself. Across the 40 he goes, down to the 41 before he's tackled hard by a host of Litchfield defenders. So it's going to be 4th down and long, and they're going to have to kick it away and give the ball back to that powerful offense of Litchfield.
And again, Jermaine Jennings on the stop. He's had a good night defensively for the Eagles. Jake Underwood was the guy to be doing the punting for the Yellow Jackets.
Dropping back there to receive it for Litchfield, Jamal Thomas. There's a snap, and the kick is away. It's a good kick again. Thomas is going to take it at the 26, and he's hit immediately. Hit hard down there.
I'll tell you what, those guys are taking some gutsy calls on those kick returns. They're taking the punt, and they're getting clobbered.
Well, we've had some hitting going on the field tonight, Keith Pitts.
Yeah, we certainly have. Glencoe's been hitting Litchfield awful hard. Litchfield's just hit a couple of big plays. Glencoe still, as I said, if they could stop Litchfield and get a score here before the half, they could make something happen. But they got to start doing something offensively. So far, Litchfield has completely shut down Glencoe's offense.
You guys surprised with as wet as it is below, there's been no turnovers.
Not, I haven't seen anybody really slipping a lot either. John said before the game that most of the water was draining off on the sides. There's plenty of water standing on the sidelines, but looks pretty good in the field right now. First down and 10 for Litchfield. Dothard's going to give it to his tailback. That's Brian Kinney, and there's a flag down as Kinney got up across the 25-yard line. And let's see what the flag is going to be.
That was thrown by Orman Brown himself. That's going to be a holding call against Litchfield. And again, Litchfield shoots themselves in the foot by miscues and goofy playing. Keith, you said it well. Once they get the snap, they move well, but in the meantime, they have problems.
And this is going to be another 10-yard penalty, and that's going to be 6 penalties on the night for the Litchfield Eagles, totaling 45 yards.
And you know that's not making the coaching staff, Tom McDowell, very happy. Even though they're leading 13-0, you think about playing with playoff quality, and one of the things you don't want to do is make mistakes that you can avoid. There's enough effort and energy devoted to beating the opponent without having to worry about having too many men on the field and lining up off sides and things like that.
Light out to the far side of the field is Zach Thomas. He's about as far as you can get over there. Got the I formation behind Dothard, and he hands it off to one of his backs who squiggles up to the 25-yard line, or make that the 15-yard line. So it's going to be second down and 16, 17, something like that. Hard to see the lines on the field. Although it's in good shape considering the rain we have had yesterday and today. We've had a lot of rain here in the Etowah County area. Harry, about 4 o'clock, I think everybody thought that they were crazy for playing this ball game
when
tonight.
I called you today, I was coming just this side of Piedmont. It looked awful.
The I formation behind Dothard, misdirection play up the middle, and Glencoe is all over that one. And down they go. No gain, maybe a loss of a little bit on the play. So it's going to be third down. They lost about a yard on that one, so now it's going to be third down and 19 or 20 to go. We'll call it third and 19.
You know, the Eagles are looking at the clock, and they see it rolling down inside 3 minutes. Matter of fact, we're down to 2 minutes and 17 seconds. And it seems right now that Litchfield is just content just to play conservative football. They sort of have their backs to the wall a little bit. And they're seemingly just playing conservative football, just going to grind it out and go into the halftime with a 13-0 lead.
Coming into the backfield is Jamal Wilson. He's going to be the tailback this time. Dothard calling signals. And he dumps it off to his tailback. There goes Wilson trying outside. He is down for no gain. It may be a yard or so, but not much. So it's going to be fourth and long. They're going to have to kick it away. And for once, it looks like Glencoe will get some pretty good field position to start here.
You know, offensively, that's the same play that Litchfield's run several times. Matter of fact, I think they've scored from that very same play. And Litchfield's not really showing a lot of different looks. They're just doing what they do well.
Glencoe has called a timeout to talk about this one. They want to get the ball back as soon as they can. 1:33 to go. We'll be right back with the rest of the first half action on WGAD, your proud sports leader. Your proud sports leader. It's going to be fourth down, and Litchfield's going to have to kick it away. And Derek Moore is standing just about on his own goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Glencoe's loading up, going after it.
It's a high snap. Does he get it off? He does get it through there somehow, and it takes a bounce. And wisely, Jake Underwood lets this one go because there were 4 Eagles waiting for him to grab it.
Yeah, Jake wanted it big time, but he knew better to try that because he had 4 or 5 white jerseys, you said, Mike, staring him right in the eyeballs, hoping he would take it.
So
that's probably the ugliest 32-yard punt I've ever seen.
Somehow it was a low, and if he had kicked it normally, I believe it would have been blocked, Keith.
Yeah, he kicked it awful low. If we'd had any rush straight up the middle, Glencoe would have gotten that block, but they were coming from the side, and Litchfield was able to get the punt off, and it rolls from all the way to the 17 was the line of scrimmage, now to the 49. Glencoe's still good field position.
Dual wideouts to this side of the field. We got 3 men to the far side. Everybody's going out, and it is complete. Big number 88, still on his feet, down out of bounds. That is Charlie Gallagher. And boy, did Glencoe load it up that time. They had 3 wideouts to the right side. They had dual wideouts to the left side. Harry, they didn't leave many left. Everybody was going out for that one.
Well, Glencoe's going for the goal. They would like to go in rather than be shut out this first half. They'd like to go in with a score. It's 13-0 as we stand with 54 seconds for Glencoe to work with. The play worked good, and it went out of bounds, stopped the clock.
Charlie Gallagher stays in there. He's to the near side of the field. Also, Jake Underwood is to the near side. Once again, 3 men to the far side. And a quarterback keeper. There goes Yancey fighting all the way down to about the 23-yard line. They're going to mark it, I think, at the 25 is where they're going to say he was downed at. So a good call by the Glencoe Yellow Jackets and Brian Mintz as Glencoe takes another timeout. We'll keep it right here. Let's go find John Holder somewhere down there. John, I tell you, Glencoe's looking good the last couple of minutes.
They certainly have the offense getting in gear. He's got 5 wide receivers. He's got 3 on this side, Trips on this side, Twins on the other side. And as we saw Glencoe do in games last year, they do. Brett Yancey is as good a runner, maybe a running back for a lot of teams. He just has a great arm. They play him at quarterback. Very dangerous. You have those 5 wide receivers out there. You've got to cover all those 5 guys. Then somebody's got to step up. They're definitely down here in striking range. 43 seconds to go, 25-yard line, and looks like they got something going on.
Glencoe's got to do it with the benefit of no additional timeouts. That was the 3rd timeout that Glencoe used, so now they're going to have to try to hit the sidelines and do it quick.
Right. Brian Mintz has been out there talking to his offense. Once again, everybody is spread out.
Shotgun.
5 receivers, and he's in the shotgun formation. Yancey looking, dumps it across the middle, sets up the screen. He's got it down inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line.
That'll stop the clock just long enough to set the chains.
Will Yarbrough caught the pass. Glencoe quickly up to the line of scrimmage. 36 seconds left. And they can't get the chains down the field. And the clock is still, well, they do stop the clock finally. The chain gang was having all kind of problems getting down there. Got all tangled up across the way. Yancey's ready. Back to pass he goes. Dumps it out to the flat. He has got his man. That's Fant. Fant twists and turns, breaks one tackle. He's down inside the 5-yard line, and you can hear these Glencoe fans on this side of the field. They're getting excited.
That stopped the clock to move the chains.
22 seconds to go here in the first half, and they've got it at the 5-yard line. Well, I do believe it's hard to tell because we can't see too many lines down there, but it's right around the 5-yard line. And here we go, Yancey, the quarterback. He is back to pass. Going to keep it himself. He's got a chance to go, but he's not going to make it. He kind of hesitated a little bit and was knocked out of bounds. And I thought, Harry, he had daylight in front of him, but
he did too.
That was quickly shut down.
Yeah, he thought he had some daylight. He was looking for a receiver on a little flag route down there, but a little down and across. But it was very quickly closed off by a strong, powerful defense for Litchfield, and he wisely went out of bounds, stopped the clock. As Keith's already pointed out, there's no more timeouts. Glencoe has 15 seconds in which to do it.
I think you line up the shotgun and throw it in the end zone a couple of times.
They've got the play in there. They've decided what they're going to do.
15 seconds is a long time in passing plays.
Fant to the far side of the field. Justin Boggs is to the far side of the field. Will Yarbrough's over there. To this side, it's Lohman and Gallagher. And they're looking in the middle to Lohman. Incomplete. Jake Underwood. It looked like it might have been a little bit behind him,
That's
Harry,
what I was going to say.
but it was still catchable.
Yeah, it was. He had a little bit of daylight. Underwood had a little bit of daylight. Could have made the catch, but, you know, the thing we couldn't see is thrown behind him, and it was hard to tell if the defender got a hand on it that time to break it up.
John, that only took 3 seconds. They still got 12 seconds to go.
2 more plays. 12 seconds. Whichever comes first.
And if they don't stop the clock, it's going to be hard to get a field goal off here. Yancey, he's being pressured, steps up, dumps it into the end zone. It is no good. It hit the ground. Tell you, Jake Underwood was putting on an acting play that would get him an Oscar. He's telling the officials he caught it, but it did skip off the ground into his hands, and it falls incomplete. But, Keith, at least that stops the clock.
Yeah, but you can see the ball bounce all the way from the press box. Good try, but both officials were right on the spot and indicated with no hesitation it was an incomplete pass. And Glencoe appears that they will now, with 7 seconds left, go for the field goal.
You know, Yancey, that time, he's using his options well. And John Holder put out, he's a great running back. And several times we've seen him almost decide to run for it. But as Litchfield closed it off, he would pass.
So here we go for the field goal. And hold is down. The kick is up. It's plenty long enough, but it is no good. It is off to the left side. So Jake Underwood misses from about 25 yards. And Litchfield will take over with 2 seconds showing on the clock before we head into halftime. A lot of things coming in.
For 2 seconds, I bet we see just a basic play.
They're putting back deep as Wilson, about 10 yards behind them, but they just down it, and the first half comes to an end. So we have played 1 half. Your score is still the Litchfield Eagles 13, the Glencoe Yellow Jackets nothing. We'll be back with some halftime comments and a lot more on WGAD, your proud sports leader.
Tuxedo Inn Your formal wear leader and wedding specialist for over 24 years. Tuxedo Inn, Gadsden and Etowah County's only complete in-stock formal wear service. Tuxedo Inn, featuring over 12,000 in-stock tuxedos with over 80 styles by famous designers like Pierre Cardin and Lord West. Tuxedo Inn offers the groom's tuxedo rental absolutely free with 5 or more in the wedding party. Tuxedo Inn, 1501 Rainbow Drive, across from Days Inn. Open nights till late. Tuxedo Inn.
Town Motors going hog wild.
That's right. Crown Motors at their new location is going hog wild. Just in a special shipment of 93 customized vans with up to $2,000 in rebates and big discounts from Crown. You can save $9,000 right off a sticker starting at $16,900.
It's hog wild.
Save $3,000 on a 94 Chrysler LHS. 93 Dynasties only $12,900. Shadow convertibles $10,900. Your choice 93 Spirit or Acclaim just $9,900.
It's hog wild.
At Crown Motors Rainbow Drive, Gadsden.
Come enjoy the fabulous 50s atmosphere at the Grill. Great food and great music. Home of America's best hamburger. Get the special jumbo burger with French fries and Coke for only $3.95. For breakfast, try one of our many specials, like our sausage and biscuit, bacon and biscuit, or bologna and biscuit for only $2 for $1.25. Enjoy the good times at the Grill, just off Beacon Boulevard, behind Grissom Motors.
Alabama Contractors Equipment has always been known as the place for contractors to get all of their supplies. But did you know it's a great place to get Dad's Christmas present? At Alabama Contractors, you'll find only the best quality tools. Come and see the full line of yard maintenance equipment, from handheld leaf blowers to more powerful strap-on models. And for those big jobs when you need big power, the walk-behind blowers have no comparison. And with the new mulcher mowers, you will never have to rake or bag leaves again. Rental, sales, and service at 4 locations: Gadsden, Anniston, Albertville, and Fort Payne.
Quality of Life Council is here for you with the newly developed Maternal and Child Health Program. In many cases of unplanned pregnancies, expectant mothers have to be mentally as well as physically prepared for the task of parenting. The Maternal and Child Program is designed to meet these needs for low-income women through prenatal care, nutritional counseling, WIC program, and transportation to one of our 3 clinics. If you have need of our services, visit one of our clinics or call Etowah Quality of Life Council, 546-4606 or 492-0131.
It's the Summer Toyotathon clearance, and we've got to meet the sales goal, so anything goes.
Squire, Toyota dealers are working overtime to make deals.
It's a great time to get a deal on a Toyota.
Right now, you can save big money on Celica, up to $2,500. Or you can save up to $600 on Paseo, ranked best model and initial quality in its price class.
But you'd better hurry. The Summer Toyotathon clearance won't last long.
If you haven't been to J.C. Garcia's lately, you're in for a treat. That's because J.C. Garcia's has worked hard to improve their products to make sure you won't be disappointed. Responding to your requests, J.C. Garcia's has added new menu items. And if that isn't enough, just wait until you dig into J.C. Garcia's specialty, baby back ribs. They've got it all together for you. Now all you have to do is go to J.C. Garcia's, 1504 Rainbow Drive.
Professional Opticians reminds you when it comes to fun in the sun, the importance of having polarized sunglasses is clear. They shield your eyes from harmful ultraviolet glare. Professional Opticians carries the finest sunglasses from Carrera, Serengeti, and Varney. Established in 1949, Professional Opticians is Northeast Alabama's headquarters for the best eyewear products and services. Professional Opticians. The name speaks for itself.
Rain, I think, is coming down again. John, quickly tell us about the rain conditions.
Guys, the rain coming down, it started at the halftime and not real heavy, but it was about like it was at the start of the game. As both teams get ready to tee it up, we got a little bit heavier than a steady drizzle, and looks like once again that may have set in for the evening.
The kick is bounding down at about the 10-yard line and goes out of bounds. That was another one of those line drive shots that almost took one of the Glencoe players out of the field down there.
Yeah, it hit one of the up men. I mean, it was indeed a line drive. It hit one of the up men and it sort of bounced, dribbled back. And, of course, the ball was seriously deflected over to the near sideline. And, of course, Glencoe had no chance to run it back, so it was out of bounds. And I'm trying to see where the official's going to spot the football. Looks like Keith's going to be on the 16-yard line.
I think they'll put it about 17, and that's far and away the worst field position that Glencoe's had the entire night to start a possession from. They're 83 yards from pay dirt, a long way to go with an offense that hadn't been doing a whole lot so far.
Here we go. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Glencoe. Yancey has everybody out again. 5 receivers. He dumps it across the middle. He has got Jake Underwood, who's down near the 25-yard line. So, Keith, they're coming right back with those 5 wideouts as they ended the first half.
Spread them out all over the field. And Glencoe got away with a clip on the corner over there that time, but they'll take it. They got a good positive yardage on first down, about 6 yards, and that's what they need to do. Glencoe's not been doing anything on first down. That helps them out as far as their play selection coming up on second down.
Yellow Jackets up to the line of scrimmage. Jason Tucker will snap it back to Brett Yancey. They're moving from your left to your right. Once again, 5 men going in the pattern. And once again, Yancey this time is sacked and smothered before he could do anything. Big number 78. That is David Kenyard. And he was all over Brett Yancey. David Kennard, Harry, is at least 6'3" or 4", and little Brett Yancey's not much over 5'7", I guess, and he just disappeared under the black jersey.
I tell you, it's a great strong rush. If they could do that all evening long, and it's pretty obvious what's going to happen if you line up in a spread offense like that with nobody behind Yancey, the quarterback. You know it's going to be a pass play, so the lineman doesn't have to guess. All he has to do is just rush.
It's 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Yancey calling signals. Back to pass, being pressured again. He is going to keep it himself, and he's still on his feet. And the official goes down and hurt his ankle in the process.
That's a coverage sack that time. Yancey had some time, but there was absolutely nobody open in the secondary for Glencoe, and Yancey just had to eat it that time. Another loss. That's the 4th sack of the night that Yancey has suffered, and it's going to bring up 4th and about 13 from the 14-yard line.
He was looking for Jake Underwood on sort of a down and across pattern, but in heavy coverage. And, of course, Yancey managed to break free, but the officials blew it dead, and, of course, it loses yardage.
Back in punt formation is Jake Underwood from the 3-yard line. He gets it away, an end-over-end kick. It's going to bounce at the 45, take a little Glencoe roll across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. That is where they down it. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Litchfield Eagles at that point.
In the first period, Litchfield would take it even in real close quarters like that, take an instant crush. And now in the last few series, Litchfield Keith has been letting her just sort of drift around.
Underwood's done an excellent job of punting tonight. That's 4 punts for a 38-yard average. That punt there was good for 38 yards. And Litchfield has yet to have any return yardage on the punts, so the net punt is 38 yards, and that's pretty doggone good.
The Eagles come up to the line of scrimmage. Zach Thomas is to the near side of the field. They're in the power I formation in the backfield behind Xavier Dothard. Dothard calling the signals. He is going to pitch back to Kenny. Kenny, he's across the 50 down into Glencoe territory at the 49-yard line before he's brought down. And Brian Kenny with a good run picks up 4 or 5 yards. It's going to be second down and 6 for the Eagles.
And we're picking up a good bit of wind here in the Yellow Jacket Stadium. The wind is blowing from our right to left, and the rain is steadily coming down now. And it being a sort of a light rain coming down seemingly almost horizontal. And beginning to whip the papers around. Second down and 6 as Glencoe comes to the line of scrimmage inside Glencoe territory.
They stay in the power I formation. Dothard waiting for the snap. He hands it to one of the up men. Brian Kenny, I believe, got the handoff. And he got it across the 45-yard line down to about the 44. Check that. That was Thomas Strickland on the carry. Thomas Strickland carrying the ball. And it's going to be short of a first down by a little more than a yard. So third down and a big possession down here early in the second half for the Litchfield Eagles.
Moves the ball all the way into Glencoe's 43. And they need to dig in here. They're trailing 13-0. Don't need to give up big yards here if they want to stay with a big, powerful Litchfield offense.
To the near side of the field is Zach Thomas. Power I formation again behind Dothard. Quarterback sneak. He is going to get his first down, I do believe. He needed about a yard, and I believe he got a couple. So, Keith, that should be another first down to add to Litchfield stats.
That's going to be their first down here in the second half. It gives them 6 for the game.
Orman Brown says it is a first down, so first down and 10. 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. It is 13-0 Litchfield over the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. Glencoe got the opening kickoff here in the second half and couldn't do anything with it. Have to kick it away to Litchfield. Now they moved it down to the 43 of Glencoe. First and 10 for Dothard. He is going to give it to his tailback, Wilson. Wilson fighting. Wilson still on his feet, refuses to go down. He's all the way up to the 30-yard line or near the 30 before he's tackled. And that is going to be another first down. Big yardage being piled up by those Litchfield running backs.
Yeah, they're doing heavy traffic too, but offensively, the strong front line of Litchfield is just doing a great job of blocking and just knocking some big holes. And Glencoe's going to have to stiffen up as they're beginning to get backed up here early on in the third quarter. And they're already trailing by 13-0. Another score here for Litchfield would really put Litchfield Eagles in the easy seat.
First down and 10 for Dothard and company. Waiting for the snap. He'll turn and he'll give it to his tailback, Kenny. Kenny gets outside. He is still on his feet. He's down as he crossed the 25-yard line. And when these guys get the handoff here, I don't think the wet field is affecting them at all, because they seem to be twisting and turning and reversing their direction just like they want to.
I tell you, it's really amazing that we've not seen more slipping. There is a good stand of grass. It is very soggy because I was on the field earlier, but everybody's beginning to do well, and really we cannot say that the speed has hurt or that the wet grass has hurt Litchfield any tonight. We do have a timeout on the field.
We'll keep it right here, and we'll be going down on the field to John Holder. I tell you, John, Litchfield trying to get back.
Crown Motors going hog wild.
That's right. Crown Motors at their new location is going hog wild. Just in, a special shipment of 93 customized vans with up to $2,000 in rebates and big discounts from Crown. You can save $9,000 right off the sticker, starting at $16,900.
It's hog wild.
Save $3,000 on a 94 Chrysler LHS. 93 Dynasties only $12,900. Shadow convertibles $10,900. Your choice 93 Spirit or Acclaim just $9,900.
It's hog wild.
At Crown Motors, Rainbow Drive, Gadsden.
Come enjoy the fabulous 50s atmosphere at the Grill. Great food and great music. Home of America's best hamburger. Get the special jumbo burger with French fries and Coke for only $3.95. For breakfast, try one of our many specials, like our sausage and biscuit, bacon and biscuit, or bologna and biscuit for only $2 for $1.25. Enjoy the good times at the Grill, just off Meagan Boulevard behind Grissom Motors.
Alabama Contractors Equipment has always been known as the place for contractors to get all of their supplies. But did you know it's a great place to get Dad's Christmas present? At Alabama Contractors, you'll find only the best quality tools. Come and see the full line of yard maintenance equipment, from handheld leaf blowers to more powerful strap-on models. And for those big jobs when you need big power, the walk-behind blowers have no comparison. And with the new mulcher mowers, you will never have to rake or bag leaves again. Rental, sales, and service at 4 locations: Gadsden, Anderson, Albertville, and Fort Payne.
No grass is just real wet and muddy. But as long as you've got that good solid stand of grass there, you do get some footing, even though it is wet.
First down and 10 for Litchfield. The rain continues to pour here in Glencoe, Alabama. Xavier Dothard, he's going to give it to Kenny again. Same play, twisting and turning, not a whole lot there as he's brought down for a gain of about 3 or even 4. And it's going to bring up second down. I want to make one announcement here. We're talking about the Glencoe band. Tony will kill me if I don't get this on. Did you type this, Tony? I don't know if I can read your typing or not. Come out and support the Glencoe Marching Band Thursday, November the 11th. They're going to be having a barbecue supper at the Glencoe Band Boosters concession stand. You can buy tickets from any Glencoe band member or call Glencoe High School. Okay. Got that out of the way. Back
Good
up.
thing you did.
Yeah, second down and 8 yards to go. Dothard hands off to Kenny, twisting and turning, gaining a couple. But somebody had hold of his jersey and
Chad Blevins
would not let go.
Yeah, Chad Blevins, he's a big guy. We've said before, he's 6'3", 250, and he grabbed him by the jersey and just held on to the back of the jersey while the feet were spinning. And, of course, that stood him up long enough for to get some help from the Glencoe teammates.
With a spot, that's going to be a no-gainer. It's still going to bring up 3rd and 8 for Litchfield, and the rain's coming down pretty hard now, guys.
Up to the line of scrimmage they go. Dennis Howell is the first man there. He'll snap it back to Xavier Dothard. Litchfield moving from your right to your left here in the 3rd quarter. From the middle of the field, Dothard back to pass over the middle. Has got a man, incomplete.
Ooh, he was looking for Nathan Jones.
Nathan was open across the middle. They've had that little pass open all night, but they have yet to connect on it. Little delay pattern just straight across the middle, a short route across the middle from the tight end, and it's been there, but Litchfield has not been able to make the completion.
Brings up 4th down and 8 yards to go. And this deep in Glencoe territory, pretty sure that they are either going to go for it or try a field goal. I see a kicking tee out there, guys. Number 7, that's Jamaro Thomas, has a kicking tee in his hand.
It's going to be a 35-yard field goal if he tries it.
In the rain. And now Litchfield takes a timeout to decide what they're going to do. They had some second thoughts about that field goal. So we'll take a quick timeout and we'll come back. Your score, it is 13-0. Litchfield over Glencoe. And you're hearing the game on WGAD, your proud sports leader in Gadsden. Welcome back. Glencoe, Alabama. Litchfield called a timeout, Keith, but they still are going to stick with the field goal attempt by Derek Moore.
Yeah, I think they thought they were about to get a delay of game penalty and to get more out of his range. 35 yards stretching it for him. 42 would have been too much.
There's the snap. The hold is good. The kick is way up into the air. And it is no good.
It's going to be a little bit short.
Just a little short. That thing went a mile up in the air,
Yeah,
Harry.
I think if they'd leveled it out a little bit, it could have had distance to go through the uprights, but it was a very high kick, so he got under it just a little bit with the foot, and it appeared that maybe the spot was just a tad later than what he was used to, and he got under it, kicked it too high, not long enough.
Litchfield's been a little slow getting the ball on the tee. At that time, Glencoe got great penetration. I think Moore just purposely kicked it higher to try to clear the oncoming rush from Glencoe, and it just was a 35-yard field goal that went about 34.
First down and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets as they come back to the line of scrimmage. Brett Yancey, the senior quarterback, he's got the I formation behind him, and he's going to hand off to Boggs. Justin Boggs running up across the 23, 24-yard line. And we saw that young man put in quite a game last week against Sardis here. He came in late in the ball game, started running tailback, and picked up big yardage.
A lot of good athletes on Glencoe's part. I remember, I keep saying this, I remember a lot of these guys when I used to umpire a lot, probably 4 or 5 years out here in Glencoe, umpired Little League baseball. And a lot of these guys were on that team. They were good athletes as Little Leaguers.
Jake Underwood is to the near side, and Brian Fant is split to the far side of the field. In the middle of the field, moving from your left to right, and there is a flag, and they lined up again in the neutral zone.
Somebody did.
They had caught Litchfield twice for that. Now I think they've caught the Glencoe Yellow Jackets for it.
They did indeed, and then how untimely. trying to dig themselves out of a hole. They get 5 yards for lined up off sides. Now, you know that has to make a coach really happy when you cough up 5 yards like that because you're standing in the wrong place.
Even though they've not had any offensive success, that's the first penalty of the night for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. Moves it back to about the 18-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 12 at that point.
To the near side of the field is Underwood. Fant is to the far side, and now they also bring out Boggs. So 3 men split out, and back to pass is Yancey. He's going to let this one go. It's way overthrown. No, it's not. It's incomplete. When he let that ball go, I thought he was going to come up here to us. And all of a sudden, it came down at about the 35-yard line, and it was incomplete, intended for Boggs.
I guess it's a good thing for gravity it would have, because it was coming straight at us and appeared that it was coming in the press box, but it fell down. Good pass coverage on the part of Litchfield that time to break the concentration. He intended for Jake Underwood. He's a great athlete within his own right.
In fact, Underwood became more the defensive back because Jamal Thomas had position like the interception. Underwood made a good play to keep the ball from being intercepted.
Once again, wideouts to either side of the field. Yancey dropping back in the pocket. He's being pressured, and it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Big number 65 for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. Reggie Turner, a senior offensive and defensive lineman, got his hands up and knocked it down. So it's going to be 4th and about 12, and the Yellow Jackets are going to have to give it up again here.
To be honest with you, it wouldn't have been completed anyway. He was looking for Underwood, and Underwood cut inside. The pass was thrown toward the outside, so had it not been blocked, it would have come harmlessly to this side of the sideline.
So back in punt formation goes Jake Underwood. The rush not on. High kick. It's going to hit at the 45, across the 50. Still taking a roll for Glencoe, and it's going to be down at the Litchfield 46-yard line.
Not quite as average. That punt was only good for 35 yards, but still no return. Glencoe's good job with the punting game.
4:03 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 13-0. Litchfield trying to get another shutout. They have had 2 shutouts in a row. Their last 2 games, they beat Pleasant Valley 38-0. And, of course, they beat Asheville last week 29-0. So it's been a long time, Harry, since they've given up any points.
Yeah, it just goes to show that Litchfield does definitely have a strong defense. We talk about the speed of the offense, but a lot of credit must be given defensively to Litchfield. As the numbers are there, they've had some shutouts. And that's where we stand now. Still a 13-0 game. Litchfield scoring all 13 points in the 1st quarter. And we're down to 3 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the 3rd.
The I formation behind Yancey. He's going to hand it off to Kenny. Kenny's got a chance to get outside. He breaks 1 tackle. He's across the 40, runs right into the man and over him, and is down at the 32-yard line. Brian Kenny just lowered his head and ran over a couple of defenders back there for Glencoe. It is a 1st down, and they're on the move.
Yeah, Kenny didn't try to go left or right that time. He just lowered the head and went straight into the black jerseys. And you could tell that that was a good, tough run. He was real proud of it.
So it is another 1st down, Keith, for Litchfield.
Yeah, that's their 4th 1st down here in the 2nd half. Kenny didn't get much action in the 1st half, but now with 5 carries and 38 yards, he's turning up some good numbers. That was good for 22 yards and another 1st down.
To the near side of the field for Litchfield is Pausnell Nelms. He's in there. We haven't heard a lot about him tonight. And they hand it off to split in from the right, came around, and he was sacked behind the line of scrimmage. That was number 7. That was Jamarl Thomas.
Shane Cashman is the guy that did the stop. He's 6 foot, 210 pounds of pure muscle. We saw him a lot last week, and he's got a real hungry look. We've been watching him off and on, and that time he come in and made a heads-up play and showed the strength that he really has in his arms.
Going virtually unblocked last week, but he's had a whole lot more to deal with tonight. We've not called his number quite as much tonight, but Cashman is next to football.
Helms once again to the near side. Gothard hands off to his tailback. Wilson twisting and turning, somehow gets away and is creamed over there at about the 33-yard line. And tell you, a little extracurricular activity over across the way.
Lots of intensity now, guys.
These teams are really hitting each other. We've seen that all night long.
Well, we've been seeing a little bit of finger pointing and things like that. So tempers are beginning to get stirred up. Had great sportsmanship in the 1st half. I don't think anybody's really getting ill or ugly now. It's just the nature of the football game. This is for the championship. There's a lot of pride here. And as we've aptly pointed out, whoever wins this one gets the home field advantage in the playoffs next week. And, of course, so everything is on the line for both teams here.
Third down and 12. They lost a couple on that play, so let's see what Dothard will do. Nelms is to the near side, the I formation behind Dothard. He is going to fake it to his fullback, running for his life, and he's going to be dumped out of bounds as he let the ball go, threw it away. And, of course, that will stop the clock with the minute 35 to go here in the third quarter. It's going to be 4th down and 12 again for the Litchfield Eagles.
You called that exactly right. He did throw it away, and Dothard very easily could have been called for intentional grounding on that play because, frankly, I didn't see a receiver out there.
And we had to give credit, a lot of credit that time to Glencoe. They put a lot of pressure on Dothard. I believe, at least from my vantage point, Keith, that the intensity of Glencoe's defense has picked up a notch.
Glencoe's defense is playing well. Litchfield's going to use their second timeout here in the second quarter. They've not kept any. They're not wasting.
Jacket Stadium, John Holder's on the sideline. John, I tell you, the Glencoe team is trying their best to stop Litchfield and keep them out of the end zone this time.
And the intensity, you're right, guys, has really picked up on the sidelines and on the field. I think Glencoe realizing now they're down 13-0, and there's only 13 minutes, 35 seconds left in this ball game, and the area championship's on the line. I think you're going to see Glencoe give it everything they've got for sure in these last 13 minutes.
4th down and 12, Litchfield going for it. Dothard dropping straight back. He is going to set up a screen to the right. He has his man over there, Brian Kinney. Brian Kinney gets up close to a first down, but he was stopped short, I believe, and a good defensive play by the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. They stop him about a yard short. Big number 97 slow to get up, David Wolf. He made a great tackle that time with Brian Kinney.
Also give a call to John Day, number 45. Excellent tackle, gang tackling by Glencoe to turn the ball over to the offense on a great possession play.
I tell you, Glencoe may be trailing by 13, guys. Boy, they have passed some licks out there tonight. There has been some tough tackling.
Jake Underwood to the near side of the field and Brian Fant to the far side. Quarterback Red Yancey turns to his left, hands it off to Boggs, and he's going to be down behind the line of scrimmage.
Boggs trying to get a little running room, but just couldn't get any sure footing that time. And, of course, Litchfield's so strong and so quick to recover. Play loses yardage. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 12.
Wide left go.
It's got to be frustrating for Coach Mitch. You try to open it up, and they're getting sacks on their quarterbacks because they're getting all kinds of pressure from Litchfield. And then when you try to run the football, Litchfield's just stuffed it pretty much all night.
Once again, here they come with 3 wide outs to the near side, 2 to the far side. They've got everybody going out this time. And back to pass is Yancey looking across the middle, overthrown and incomplete. Intended for Charlie Gallagher over across the way. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
Same play in the second quarter that they threw to Gallagher for the 1st down yardage. That time it was the same setup, just opposite sides of the field, opposite directions, and it went incomplete.
Glencoe's running a bunch of short routes and getting a little bit gun shy because every time they try to take him deep downfield, Yancey doesn't have time to throw, so they're trying to throw the little looking passes. But so far, they've met with little success.
Big 3rd down play here, 3rd and 12.
Once again, 5 men out in the pattern. 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Nobody in the backfield. Yancey dumps it across the middle. Same play, incomplete. He was trying to hit Jake Underwood, and Jake Underwood couldn't get to it. So now it's 4th down and 12 yards to go.
Underwood's been real busy tonight. He's been real busy running pass routes. Then he has to hustle back and catch his breath and try to punt it away. He's been doing a lot of punting tonight.
This is Glencoe's 3rd possession in the second half. They've been 3 downs and out each time. They've yet to make a 1st down in the second half.
Xavier Dothard and Jamarl Thomas are standing back at their own 44, 45-yard line. A high snap. He goes up and gets it. And it's going to be an end-over-end kick that hits about midfield, taking a Glencoe bounce and then dying at the 44-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Litchfield, already out front 13-0.
You know, just as an inside comment, Glencoe's definitely won the battle of the bounce tonight on the punts. The ball has hit the ground every time it is bounced, and every time it is bounced in Glencoe's favor.
Yeah, as I said before, and it's still true, Litchfield has yet to return a punt tonight.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Eagles. Tom McDowell has his play into his quarterback, Xavier Dothard.
And the clock ticks away to the end of the 3rd quarter, and that'll be it.
We have played 3 here in Glencoe, Alabama. Little misty rain still coming down. We'll be right back for 4th quarter action. Your score is Litchfield 13, Glencoe nothing. You're listening to high school football on your proud sports leader, WGAD.
Tuxedo Inn, your formal wear leader and wedding specialist for over 24 years. Tuxedo Inn, Gadsden and Etowah County's only complete in-stock formal wear service. Tuxedo Inn, featuring over 12,000 in-stock tuxedos with over 80 styles by famous designers like Pierre Cardin and Lord West. Tuxedo Inn offers the groom's tuxedo rental absolutely free with 5 or more in the wedding party. Tuxedo Inn, 1501 Rainbow Drive, across from Days Inn. Open nights till late. Tuxedo Inn.
Etowah Quality of Life Council is here for you with the newly developed maternal and child health program. In many cases of unplanned pregnancies, expectant mothers have to be mentally as well as physically prepared for the task of parenting. The maternal and child program is designed to meet these needs for low-income women through prenatal care, nutritional counseling, WIC program, and transportation to one of our 3 clinics. If you have need of our services, visit one of our clinics or call Etowah Quality of Life Council, 546-4606 or 492-0131.
Tired of watching those big plays on a little screen? Then it's time you got an RCA big screen TV from Hicks TV. Choose this 27-inch for just $549, or this 46-inch for only $19.99, or really get into the game with this 60-inch for $29.99. Don't miss any of the action. Use this RCA VCR to record the games you can't watch. For 31 years, Hicks TV has been your local RCA dealer, offering free same-day delivery and setup, 90 days same as cash, complete RCA service, and we're open Monday through Saturday. Score a touchdown at Hicks TV.
The Summer Toyotathon clearance is on. Great deals are happening right now.
Squire, the Summer Toyotathon clearance is the best time to save.
I saved $1,700 on my Toyota. Right now, you can lease a Toyota truck for just $129 a month for 18 months. Save up to $3,500 on T100, ranked best full-size pickup and initial quality.
It's all happening right now at the Summer Toyotathon.
Welcome back to Yellow Jacket Stadium. It is 1st and 10 for the Litchfield Eagles. It is at their own 44-yard line. Xavier Dothard with some last-minute instructions to his teammates. The I formation behind him. They give it to the first man through. The fullback, Strickland. He falls forward to about the 48-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7, I believe. 2nd down, well, let's call it 8. 2nd down, 8 yards to go.
You know, guys, we were talking during the break that seemingly that Litchfield is called off the wide play. They've been running very basic football, mostly just up the middle stuff. And they scored big, scored 2 touchdowns there in the first quarter. And they was running some wide plays, which worked. But they've not run all that, so it really seems that they're just resting on the defense's ability to hold Glencoe. If Glencoe does something, it seems that Litchfield's going to play conservative offense.
Dothard takes the snap. Hands off to Strickland, who breaks a tackle. He's across the 40 and is tripped up as he went across the 35-yard line, falling forward to near the 34. And that one was almost broken for a touchdown by the big fullback Thomas Strickland. It's another 1st down. Keith, what about those 3rd quarter stats?
Now, at the end of the 3rd quarter, 277 yards total offense for Litchfield with 9 first downs to only 61 yards total offense and 4 first downs for Glencoe. Glencoe did not make a 1st down and were -2 yards on offense in the 3rd quarter.
1st down and 10 for the Eagles. They can score here. They'll pretty well seal the area championship up for them. Dothard calling signals. He's going to give it to Strickland again. There he goes, the same play and about the same result as he goes inside the 25 down to the 24. That's going to be a gain of 10 yards and looks like it's going to be another 1st down.
We have to measure the 1st down. We'll see. I think they may come up with just a hair short.
I'll tell you, nothing fancy, guys. Like I said, Litchfield just playing very conservative football. Just handed it off straight up the middle. What I call a stop-me-if-you-can type offense. They're not trying to do anything wide. They're just counting on it up the middle, and they're counting on their defense to keep Glencoe shut out. So really the pressure's on Glencoe, and Litchfield doesn't really have to come up with a lot of crazy plays.
2nd down and about a half a yard to go for the Eagles. The I formation behind Dothard. Wilson is the tailback. Strickland is the fullback. And they give it to Wilson. He's got the 1st down, but he paid for it. He was hit hard as he went across the line of scrimmage. Chad Blevins again. And we've called his name a lot of times tonight.
He's a big guy to
Chad Blevins was a little upset a while ago. Coach Orman Brown was having to calm him down a little bit, but he held it inside and made the running back pay. He had turned in a lick that time, and that's the second big lick for sure we've seen from Blevins. They're going to actually call it as it being short of the first down and no gain.
Third down and a little less than a yard. I thought for sure he had it. Looked like he fell forward, but I guess they marked him down where his knee hit. So anyway, it's going to be third and about a half a yard to go for Litchfield. Xavier Dothard keeps it himself. The quarterback sneak. This time they've got it as he fights down to the 20. Going to be a 1st and 10 for Litchfield, and it's marked at just shy of the 20-yard line.
So Litchfield methodically moves the football on Glencoe, utilizing the clock, picking up the first down yardage they need, not getting very fancy, not taking a lot of chances, playing conservative, hard-nosed football. And this guy's just putting a lot of pressure right now on the Glencoe defense. They've got to make it happen. Trailing 13-0 at 9 minutes to play in the ball game.
It's going to be a quarterback keeper to the far side. Dothard is not going to do it. That time, the Glencoe Yellow Jackets were able to cut the corner off, and it was a good defensive play by the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, one of the reasons why Glencoe sort of ran a naked reverse that time, or Litchfield rather. And so Dothard had nobody out there to block for him. He tried it all on his own. He picked up one tough yard guy. He took some hard licks and picked up 1 yard. So we'll call it 2nd and 9 as we roll down to 8 minutes and 30 seconds to play in this championship ball game.
And the rain is coming down again. But it's blowing very, very hard. The wind is kicking up out there. 1st and 10, or 2nd down and 9. Dothard, little mix up in the backfield, and they get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. Xavier Dothard was trying to hand off to Strickland, and it seemed like Glencoe had both of them wrapped up.
That's true, but it looks like he was trying to make a pitch to Jamal Wilson. He was trying to pull it out of the fullback, and it looked like it was going to be a little fullback option. He was going to pitch it wide to Jamal Wilson, and the fullback fake had drawn everybody from Glencoe in, and had he have pulled that ball out and made that pitch to the wide man Wilson, Wilson could still be running over there to Highway 431.
Coming into the game is Nelms. He's going to line up as a tailback. To the near side of the field is Thomas, and Rod Valentine split to the far side of the field. Dothard directing traffic, waiting for the snap. He pitches it back to Nelms, who is going to throw it deep into the end zone. Did he catch it? No, incomplete. Jamal Thomas was the intended receiver, and it was just a little bit overthrown, but he still had a chance to catch that in the end zone.
Yeah, he had his hands on it. Thomas had an opportunity to catch the ball. Defending that time was Jake Underwood. Jake went up a little bit early that time, and he went for the ball, but went up a little bit early, and he came back down, and the ball came over Underwood's hands and hit Thomas, but it was enough to break the concentration.
Timeout called by the Litchfield Eagles. Keith, I think that's their last one.
That is the last timeout for the Eagles. Not that material right now, but if Glencoe were to get a score or two, it could be very important.
Let's go to John Holder on the sideline. John, Glencoe's got to stop them here. They can't afford to give up any points at all.
Exactly right, guys. 7:25 to go, and they're on the 21-yard line. Almost a touchdown that time. I think Litchfield is, you guys were talking a while ago about the Litchfield team and how they seem to be just content to sit on the ball and let their defense do the job, and I think you're exactly right. I think that was Coach McDowell's philosophy, especially in the wet field here. And Glencoe probably would not break any long plays, and he had the speed to stop them there and just let his defense take over. But now that they're down here and have banged their way down to the 21, I think he feels like if he can get one last touchdown here that he can probably salt the game away in the area championship.
Tell us about the rain, John. It seems to have picked up.
It picked up right there at the half for the second half kickoff, and then after that, it kind of slacked off and stopped for a moment. Now there's just a slight mist that's coming down. Wind is blowing a little bit. That's the only change in the weather really in the second half as compared to the first half. Got a pretty good breeze, 10, 15 miles per hour at times, blowing out of the south-southwest.
So it is going to be 4th down and 10, and they are going for it. 4th down and 10 for the Eagles. Dothard is the quarterback. He is going to pitch it back to Nelms, who almost falls down. Now he throws it out in the flat. It is complete to Strickland. Strickland still on his feet, reverses his field, and down at the 20-yard line. Check that. That was the quarterback, Xavier Dothard. It was 12 instead of 32. So they threw it back to the quarterback on a little Raskuski play.
We saw defenders slipping and falling. People that had a shot at Dothard just slipped down and were completely out of the play. That time, all the way from a defensive back position, came Jake Underwood in. Then the scurry starts and play goes over on downs.
1st and 10 for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. In the shotgun is Brett Yancey. Pressure is coming. He gets away from one man, but is down back there. He just did not have time, even though he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people going out in the pattern. There's no backs in the backfield when they line up in that position. There's nobody to block for him back there. If the line doesn't stop him, there's nobody else to stop him.
No, and Reggie Turner that time came through with a big head of steam, knew what was going on. And when you line up in a formation like that, guys, you know it's not going to be a handout or handoff or a pitch out or anything like that. It's going to be a passing play. And the best defense against the pass, of course, is a good strong rush. Glencoe has been suffering from a strong pass rush all night.
Coming into the ball game is Stephen Chapman. Once again, they've got 5 men split out. And once again, Yancey, the only man in the backfield, setting up a screen. It's knocked down. Big number 78 for the Litchfield Eagles. David Kennard knocked that one down. I think that's the second one tonight he's knocked down. And it's going to be incomplete.
Just outmatched on size, Mike. Yancey drops back into a screen formation straight across the middle. He's looking at 5 big white jerseys with gold helmets come crashing in. Those guys stand nearly a head and shoulders taller than Yancey, and I don't know how Yancey could even see his receiver with those guys coming up with their hands up in here.
3rd down, 14 yards to go. Fan is back in there east of the near side. Underwood is the wide out to the far side of the field. They move from your right to your left. Back in the shotgun. Yancey looking, get some time. Now he's going to have to run it, scrambling around, throws it to Fan, who's caught it up at the 28-yard line, 27-yard line, and then knocked down hard by Nelms. But it was a completed pass, and got to give Yancey credit on that play because he really had to scramble. He had to leave the pocket, and he managed to get it down to his receiver and pick up a few yards.
Well, let's get to the point now of desperation. If they want to go out as a winner of the area, as it looks, they are heading up the way now for a runner-up position. We're down to 5 minutes and 25 seconds to play the ball game. Glencoe still trails 13-0 off a couple of early first quarter scores by Litchfield.
It's 4th down, and it appears that Glencoe is going to go for it now.
Desperation play here by the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. They may try to draw them off sides because they only need 4 yards. No, they snap it back. Yancey down there, incomplete, way over the head of Jake Underwood. So that's your ball game right there, folks. Litchfield gets it back deep in Glencoe territory. And you can tell the Glencoe players coming off the field, they know what's happening now.
Yeah, they knew it all rested on that play. They had to make it 5 minutes and 1 second exactly showing on the 4th quarter clock. Turn it over on downs inside the 30-yard line. The ball is going to be spotted still on the 26, we'll call it. 27, right up thereabouts. And Litchfield now knows leading 13-0. They've got it easy, so they can play cool. Dejected looking defense down there below for Glencoe. They've tried hard and they've done well since the opening minutes of the first quarter. They have held Litchfield scoreless with the exception of the 2 big plays early on.
Power I formation behind Xavier Dothard, and he keeps it himself. Right up the middle, just letting that clock run. We're down to about 4:50 to go in the football game. Got some big games coming up tomorrow, John Hoder, especially the WGAD game of the week.
As we said before, guys, that's really the area championship game between Southside and Etowah, but